with Kevin Dodd, who is directing our production of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And Kevin, this is a great production. We're very excited about being able to do it in the 86th season. Tennessee Williams has called this play plastic theater. Could you talk a little bit about what that means?
A more descriptive way of saying it would be to call it poetic expressionism. Williams really felt like he was writing poetry for the stage, and he wanted all of the possible parts of theater to be part of that poetry. So he uses sound effects, like he has a storm that comes in and rises right at the climax of the play. And Big Daddy even says, there's been a storm, you know, the one outside or the one in here. You know, he explicitly says there's this storm happening outside and indoors. So he uses sound, he uses lighting, he uses language. The language of the characters is very realistic, like the way we talk, but it also has a poetic quality to it.
Could you describe a little bit more of the physical world of the play?
Yeah, so part of that idea of creating the poetry on stage bleeds into how we're creating the physical space. So I really feel like the characters in this play are off-kilter. They're very off-balance. So I want the stage is actually going to be put on a slant so that the actors are going to be a little bit off-balance throughout the whole play, and they're struggling physically with being out of balance, as well as within their relationships with each other, the imbalance that the relationships and what's happening in between them is causing. We're also, being in the parish is fantastic. The audience is going to be like right there. The actors will be virtually right on their laps. The porch that wraps around the house is going to be wrapping around the audience. So there'll be actors who are coming in from behind them and around them. So it's going to be really immersive.
And this idea of poetic expression, the way in which Tennessee Williams writes, does it lend itself to a certain acting style?
Absolutely. I feel like in the acting style it's a balance, because you want to present the truth and the complexity of the reality of the situation, but also this a little bit larger than life feeling. You know, it kind of has an epic feel. It's not The Hobbit, but right. You know, it's epic in terms of the scope of human emotion that it explores.
So then how do you prepare for auditions? What are you looking for at auditions?
I'm looking for people who have confidence, who have energy, who are willing to just make things really big and try things out.
Are you looking for the Mississippi Delta accent?
No, I don't want people to be worried about, oh, I have to sound Southern when I come in. Don't worry about that. I want to hear your authentic, real voices. Okay. We'll work on the dialects from there.
And oftentimes we look to film to kind of inform styles, either styles of acting or styles of plays. Are there films that you would recommend that folks see?
You know, I think if you want to get a sense of Tennessee Williams and you don't know his work, looking at Streetcar Named Desire is probably the best Tennessee Williams film or play on film. Suddenly Last Summer is another great one that deals with some of the darker subject matter that's similar to this, and the darker side of families. There is the Cat on a Hot Tin Roof film. You can watch that if you want. I prefer people don't take that per se, because I don't want people to walk in and say, I'm doing the brick, you know, from the movie, or I'm doing Elizabeth Taylor's version of Maggie. I'd much rather see your version of it, and without being sort of colored by that idea. Okay. But if you're interested in more contemporary films that explore the sort of big dynamics of family, I would take a look at something like August Osage County, where it has that idea of intense family drama in a regional part of the U.S. that's a little bit larger than life.
Right.
That's a good example.
Yeah, that's a very good example. Yeah. What can the volunteers expect from you during the rehearsal process?
As a director, I'm very collaborative. I like to work with actors. I come in with a clear vision and a lot of ideas, but I really like the actors to come in with a lot of ideas as well, because when we play together and put those ideas together, that's when the brilliance really happens.
Why did you want to direct this play?
Man, I have been in love with Tennessee Williams since I was maybe 15 years old, read The Glass Menagerie, and from there just read everything of his through high school and college, was obsessed, and I've never had the chance to actually work on a Tennessee Williams play.
Really?
This is my first opportunity.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I'm super, super duper excited about it.
Well, we're very excited to have you directing the show. Auditions are January 11th and 12th, and those are in the Civic Green Room, and the show itself performs March 6th through the 22nd in the Parish Theater.